Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new here. My name's Michelle. I create beauty content each and every week. So if you enjoy these kind of videos, please make sure you hit that like button down below. It helps me out so much. And don't forget to subscribe so you stay up to date with all my latest uploads. Today I tested out all makeup from Five Below, and I found some really great affordable items that might just become my new staple. But I'm not gonna keep on rambling on. You're gonna have to wait and see which items I love and which one were just a pass. But before we just jump right in, I want to remind you that you are beautiful, you are loved, and you are worthy. All right guys, let's get started. All right, so I'm just gonna jump right in, and we're gonna start with the eyes. I'm gonna zoom you in nice and close, and we're starting with the LA Colors Spill the Tea palette. This is so cute. The packaging is so cute. It has a little teacup on there, and then it has some beautiful pastel purples, and I'm definitely gonna be playing with some purples today, kind of making like a neutral purple look, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I have a vision in my head and I just hope I can create it on my eyes. But I already prepped my eyelid, and I'm just gonna actually go ahead and jump right into this. I'm gonna start off with this pastel purple right here and just dip my brush in. I'm gonna have to build this color up. It looks like it's very, very light. This definitely is a color that I feel like, since it is a pastel, it's gonna be hard to show on the lid, and I kind of already like have to dip my brush back and forth into the palette. But again, it's a pastel, so pastels are kind of hard to formulate, and it's hard to get like that pigmentation, so it definitely is something that has to build up. As long as it's workable, you can build up the color and it's gonna show, and you're gonna get that pigmentation on, then that is fine. So as you can tell, I built it up quite a bit. Oh, this is beautiful. I honestly kind of want to keep this like all over my lid. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the darker purple shade and a smaller blending brush and just focusing this into the crease. I kind of want to make it a little bit more pink too, just on the outer edge of my eye. Okay, this shade right here, this like light baby pink that I just picked up, it's not really showing up. I feel like this shade might just be a little bit too light, because I don't think it really is doing much. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this brown shade right here, and I'm gonna be focusing this on the outer corner, and I'm just patting that in and then ever so gently bringing it up to the crease. All right, so the brown that I'm using has to be built up, is a little bit lighter, but once you build it up, the shade is beautiful and it blends really well with the purples that I just used. All right, I'm gonna go back in with the light purple shade and just kind of go over the crease again. I feel like it kind of got lost in there, and bringing it up above the crease. These shades are buildable, but they're not as pigmented right off the bat. I'm gonna go ahead and use this like light champagne color, and I'm gonna go in with my finger just because I feel like that's what works the best. And I'm gonna start it right in the middle of the lid. Ooh, that's nice. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. Then I'm actually gonna go over it with this purple shade right here and just bring that in the middle, because I feel like it is a little bit too yellow for what I was going for. Okay, I think we're done with the eyes. I didn't pick up everything to do a full face of makeup from Five Below. It's because it could get a little bit pricey, you know? But I unintentionally picked up everything that was LA Colors. And then I realized I do have an LA Color primer from the Dollar Tree. So I figured, why not put everything LA Colors just together? So this is kind of like a full face of LA Colors and Five Below. I do remember really liking this primer. It's like a hydrating primer. Doesn't really make your makeup last all day long, but it does like give a nice glow to your skin. Normally I would go in and cover up all my redness. I would use a green primer, but I'm not going to do that today because I want to see if this foundation is a full foundation, a medium foundation, you know, see exactly what's going on here. This says highly pigmented foundation, so I'm gonna take that as a full foundation, but we'll see. So I'm gonna try the LA Colors Truly Matte. I believe they have a dewy one. I wanted to try out the matte one, but the primer that I did use was a hydrating one, so it might balance it out. It might not be as matte as it normally would be. I got the shade Sand, so hopefully this is a good color. Let's see. Okay, it's a little bit lighter than what I would normally get, but we can make this work. Wow. Okay, just look at the difference between this side and this side. This is actually very full coverage. I feel like it really just covered up all my redness. There's nothing peeking through. Yeah, you don't need a lot, maybe like one pump. Wow, this honestly looks great on the skin. Okay, let's see if the concealer can match this, because right now I'm impressed. So I have the Ultimate Concealer Cover and I got the shade Wheat. So let's see. Well, let's just put some right here. A little bit right there, a little bit lighter. Might be a little bit too light, but we'll see. Wow, this is very creamy. Do you guys see that? Like, it covered so nicely. Wow. This is just beautiful. Let me put some underneath my brow bone. Carve out my brows. A little bit right there and a little bit up here. A little bit goes a long way with this concealer. You do not need much. So the concealer does have like a strong smell of paint, but it doesn't irritate my eyes like at all. Just keep that in mind if you are sensitive to smell. My skin is sensitive to fragrance, so I guess I'll let you know down in like comments or something if this ended up irritating me, but so far no. It's actually really nice and actually looks really good on the skin. I'm impressed. Like, so far the complexion, it is impressive. I did get the LA Colors Mineral Pressed Powder. I guess just dip my brush in here and set my face. And see how that looks. It's not making me look lighter because like you see, this is like very light. So that's good for me because I did not want to add extra coverage. To be honest, I don't think the powder itself did anything. It didn't make my pores any smaller or anything like that. It doesn't claim to, but just kind of wanted to note that in case anyone out there was curious. But yeah, so far that's not a bad powder, just doesn't really do much. I'm going to try the LA Colors Contour Kit. So this lighter shade and this lighter shade I'm going to put underneath my eye just to set my concealer in place. First, let me make sure there's no creasing. So we do not want to set that crease, you know what I'm saying? That would be no good. Honestly, this palette seems a little bit light and I don't know if I could actually really contour with this. It might just be too light. Yeah, this is very, very light. Like, can you see how bright this under eye is compared to this under eye? I mean, I'm not upset. Like, I do like a nice bright under eye, but this is pretty light. So I don't know how like the contour shades are really gonna look on me. Yeah, I don't think this underneath the eye really did anything. I kind of regret putting it underneath the eye. I just feel like, one, it's too white, and two, I feel like it's a little bit drying. Now my under eye looks dry and it wasn't looking dry before when I just had the concealer on. I kind of feel like my under eye looks like glittery a little bit, but there's like no shimmer in here. That's what's like really throwing me off. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this brush right here and I'm gonna try to contour. I'm gonna use these two shades. They seem very light, so let's see. Let's start on this side because this is my good side. Wait, maybe it is coming up. Hold on, let me grab a different brush. I'm gonna grab this brush and hopefully this brush is better. I don't know, do you guys see that? It's very, very light. So this isn't a bronzer, this is a contour. So it is just supposed to kind of create a shadow, and I feel like it is doing that. And I actually really like this. I don't know how I feel about the lighter shades in here, but the darker shades in here, I feel like it created a nice shadow and it is blendable. And I'm surprised it showed up on my skin tone, but hey, it's working, so I'm not gonna complain. Now I have the blush palette, and this shade down here I'm gonna use as a highlight, and then probably gonna use these two shades as my blush, and I'm just gonna dab right into it. Again, this does look pretty light, so let's see if it's gonna show up on my skin. If you are lighter than me, then I think this palette would actually look really beautiful on you. But for me and my skin tone, it's really not doing much. It's not showing up on the skin. I've been building it up as much as possible. It's barely coming on to my face. So yeah, this one is just way too light. Let's go ahead and try the highlight shade, but the blushes really aren't doing anything. Alright, so the highlight did show up on my skin a little bit. I feel like you can notice it really on my nose, but on the actual cheeks, I feel like I can't really tell it's there. I'm actually really liking the contour, believe it or not. I don't know, it looks harsh on camera, but like in person, it's like barely there. And I love that. All right, so I just threw on some mascara, and now I'm gonna use the LA Colors 3D Minx lashes. They honestly look so beautiful. I already took them out of the box and put glue on, so hopefully they're ready. Okay, this eye, I think I let it dry for too long because I don't feel like it's sticking on correctly, but this eye was just perfect amount of timing. Okay, so I picked up the lip oil LA Colors. All right, this lip oil is actually very like juicy looking. I feel like it makes my lips look so shiny. All right, so that is everything. LA Colors from Five Below makeup. I am impressed from some of these items. Like, wow, I cannot believe some of these are just like $5. I'm gonna do a quick speed review, starting off with the eyes. This LA Color Spill the Tea palette. It is cute, it's adorable, and it has beautiful colors in here, but honestly, it took a lot of work trying to get this pigmentation, and even like the darkest brown in here, it just doesn't show up, not as how it looks in the pan. But yeah, this is a pass. I don't think it's worth the $5 to save yourself some money and buy like the e.l.f. bite-size eyeshadows. Those are $3. That's worth the money. Even though it's only 4 shades, they're highly pigmented and they're very easily blendable. So save your money on this and just get something better. The little LA Color quads, these just were not my shade. I do like the contour shades in here. Like, I feel like it gave me a nice contour. It wasn't too dark, but I just feel like the blush is just way too light. The highlight in here though is really beautiful, but unfortunately these shades were just too light for me. But I think if these shades work for you, I would say pick them up. They're about $3.50 a pop, so it's definitely worth a try. These lashes, they're beautiful. And honestly, they weren't too hard to work with. I let my glue dry down a little bit too much, so that was on me, but they ended up working really well. But if I do have to tell you to pick up one item from Five Below, it would be the complexion. I would choose a foundation over the concealer. The concealer is really good, but this foundation is beautiful, and I feel like my skin looks great. It doesn't look too drying. It's not too mattifying, and it's full coverage. And this was only $5, and there's not like a smell to this. There is a smell to the concealer, but I really didn't notice the smell in the foundation. But if you had to pick up one item, it would be the foundation. And this lip oil, I actually really like this. I'm gonna be throwing this in my bag. This is gonna be my go-to. It's not sticky at all. I purchased the Milani lip oil, and honestly, to me, that's a little bit sticky. I'm not too crazy about it. It's good. It gets the job done. But this, honestly, I actually really like this. I've even seen this at the Dollar Tree, so I would get it from the Dollar Tree rather than getting it for Five Below, because I think at Five Below, I spent like $2 on it. So it's a little bit pricier at Five Below, but yeah, if you find this at Five Below or Dollar Tree, pick it up. But that about wraps up my makeup try on from Five Below and unintentionally all LA Colors. If you guys enjoy this kind of video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And don't forget to subscribe down below so you stay up to date with all my latest uploads. And as always, before signing off, I want to remind you that you are beautiful, you are loved, and you are worthy. All right guys, bye.